Hi, it's Darno with Whale Recipes, and going to be doing an air fry Q&A here, where someone was wondering if the air fry fan has an impact on temperature. And so I'm going to do some testing here where we see if at very high temperatures the air fry fan makes any type of difference at all. And so let's go ahead and get started with that testing. So let me explain what I'm working with here. Got my Gourmet XL French door air fry oven here, and I've got two oven thermometers in there, and one is very close to the air fry fan. The fan is over here on this side. I've got one that's pretty far away from the air fry fan, but about an equal distance away from the sidewall here. And so this is how we're going to be doing our testing. I've got it on the low rack level so that we're close to the fan. And so we're basically going to be measuring to try and as best we can get the impact of the fan. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the power on for the cooker here. And I'm going to start with bake. And we're going to go up in temperature on bake to the maximum. So we're up to 450. I'll leave it at 30 minutes. I'm going to let it do its preheat and then go ahead and go to temp. But basically you'll be seeing how the temperature goes inside the entire time. And I'm actually going to clean this glass a bit so that you can get a clearer view real quick. I'll bring you right back. Alright, so try to clean the glass off some so maybe you'll be able to see a little better. But I'm going to go ahead and hit start now. I'm going to let preheat run and then let the time cook down for a while, and we'll see how things go. I can confirm that I'm looking inside and the air fry fan is not running. It's definitely not spinning. So we're doing bake, no fan, and doing this test here to see how things go before we try it with the fan. Alright, so at this point we see that the thermometer near the fan that is not running is just under 400. The one away from the fan is maybe a few degrees higher. I mean, it's not much difference, but just a little higher. I have used these thermometers before in other testing where they both came out equal in a cooker, where there was like a top fan blowing hot air down. So I know that like one's not different than the other as far as tracking temperature. They do track temperature equally for things that are being tracked. So the one near the fan came out just a little under when things were at the add food point, and now as things continue to progress, the one away from the fan, which is not running, is maybe a couple degrees higher than the one near the fan. So I'm wondering if the fan gap area is like offering a way for some of the heat to escape. That may be what's happening. Over there where the air fry fan is, there may be an escape of air going on for that thermometer. Very, very slight, very small difference. I mean, minuscule, negligible difference, but I do see it. So far testing with no fan running, I do believe that the gap for the air fry fan offers some heat escape. And so things are just a little less hot on the side with the fan than they are with the side with just a flat sidewall, which is pretty interesting there. But gonna let things continue to run for a while here. Alright, so after the preheat, let things cook for 10 minutes here. And I'm seeing that near the air fry fan, even though it's over 450, it's a little bit lower than the one that's away from the air fry fan that is over here on this side, that is even further beyond 450. There's a greater discrepancy, a more apparent discrepancy in the temperatures on the two sides now than there was earlier. So this one's very clearly well over 450. This one is just a little over 450. I can only attribute that to the air fry fan gap making a heat escape. That's all I can say. So we're going to end this one here, and I'm going to go ahead and shut things down. Alright, so after letting things cool down for hours, it didn't take hours to cool down, I just was away for hours and coming back now, and things are really cool to finish this up. But what I want to do the air fry fan test with temperature, I'm going to use convection bake. And the reason why I'm going to use convection bake is because air fry has no preheat. In order to compare apples to apples, got to use a function that has the preheat and the fan to compare with bake, and that's convection bake. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the cooker on, hit convection bake. Going to do the same settings I did earlier, 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and oops, a little more. There we go, in 30 minutes. So there we go, 450, 30 minutes. And go ahead and hit start. And so it does its preheat thing. We'll let it do that, and we'll see what happens with this test. And I do see that the air fry fan is not running yet. So the air fry fan doesn't run for the preheat function on convection bake. So I take it that the air fry fan will start running during the actual, convection bake part. So just FYI there, the fan's not running yet. So what we get for this preheat should be similar, I would expect, to the bake preheat. We'll see. Alrighty, it has finished the preheat, and temperature is not even at 400 degrees on both. The one on the right, the one on the right near the fan again is a little lower in temp than the one on the left here that has no fan near it. Now I see the air fry fan is going. Yeah, the air fry fan is running. So after the preheat, the air fry fan gets it going. And so it's running. And so I guess we'll see how things go from this point with the air fry fan right there blowing that hot air right onto the thermometer, while the other one on this side, no fan or anything over there. We'll see. Alright, so things have been running for 10 minutes, and what I'm seeing is that the one on the left is definitely a good bit higher than the one on the right by the fan, having the fan blowing. It seems like we still have the same, I guess, regardless whether you're doing bake with or without a convection fan running, you still have a lack of heat by the fan versus the other side where you don't. And so I'm thinking, I guess I'm just eyeballing, maybe it's a 25 degree difference between the two. Maybe it's about 25, maybe less. It may be less, yeah, it's less, now that I'm getting a better eye on both of them. It's less of a difference, so, maybe not even 25 degrees. Yeah, I don't even think, not even 25 degrees. I mean, it's a difference, but not even 25 degrees difference. So, yes, there is a difference if it's near the fan or not. I don't think the fan running is the difference. I think it's just a area of ventilation, whether that fan is running or not, that things are going to be cooler on that side with the fan. That's what we're seeing. Regardless if the fan's running or not, it's cooler on that side. It's not the fan running that makes it cooler. It's just that's an area where there's, an air gap is probably the best way to put it. And yeah, but over on the left side, I mean, it's definitely rocking about 375. The one on the right, just a little under 375 for the temp. So very interesting results here. The air fry fan, I don't think running is going to change your temp. It's the fact that there's an air gap that changes your temp. We're seeing that kind of similar on both these tests. I'm going to, just to give you a visual, I'm going to try and put both of the runs together, the base of the bake and the convection bake together side by side so you can see them running together. Just see if maybe you can make out any difference or anything. So I'll go ahead and put that together for you. Alright, so some pretty interesting testing there. You can tell me your thoughts in a comment, but from the way I see it, it doesn't matter if the fan is running or not as far as temperature testing. What matters is that there's an air gap there. That matters. That makes a difference on the temperature testing and temperatures overall, just because there's an air gap. So I guess we'll leave it there, but in the video description are lots of ways to help the channel, such as my cookbook merch membership donations. Nothing in the video sponsored, nothing given, or any of that type of stuff. So I like to stay independent. You can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com, where I have like lots of recipes and such, even before doing the video thing. But with all of that said, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.